Every now and then, a miniature paint job makes you stop scrolling. It isn't the sculpt, it's how the artist used paint to breathe life into it. Today, I want to share a few pieces from across Reddit within the last month that did exactly that, each one showing control, imagination, and confidence through color and light. What stood out immediately for me in this one by user PhoenixCryStudio is how they handled metallics. The gold gradients move so smoothly from those deep bronze shadows to those near white reflections up on those wingtips, and then that really gorgeous, cool rock tone at the bottom is such a great balance and counterpoint to those wings. It brings just such a nice level of symmetry from the top to the bottom and really keeps your eye in the center of that dragon. From shimmering golds to solid steels, this is truly well done. The next painter built power through saturation and some really awesome hedge highlights. Brushmaster66 nailed contrast here. Look at that red armor. It goes from like the darkest crimson into the lightest, really nice orange tinged highlights while the skin remains matte. Look at the scar on that top right pec muscle. It has a gorgeous, realistic looking skin tone color, especially for scar tissue. Just truly clean work here. It's aggressive, but incredibly clean. And where this piece hits you with intensity, the next one wins through subtle storytelling and color harmony. I'm a sucker for a nice, good, like autumn color palette, and SmileAllDayAllNight chose that color palette. Each mouse has its own hue family, yet they all share that desaturated, earthy undertone that keeps the scene unified. Their use of controlled edge highlights on the tiny little surfaces adds clarity without exaggeration. It's soft, it's balanced, and it's full of personality. Keeping with the theme of natural textures, this next artist shows just how convincing painted fur can be. Okay. Let's talk about the fur on this bear. Holy cow. I'm guessing Akabranca or Akabranca have built just these incredible mid-tone browns first, then feathered in some light strokes to suggest volume. I don't think there's much dry brushing here. I think it is just really good, steady brush control. Warmer tones, gentle transitions that draw focuses to the face. Everything feels deliberate and weighted throughout the paint. From organic warmth to something far more engineered, let's look at how light can define form. I have no idea how to pronounce this username, but let's just go with duujk. They absolutely mastered directional light here. The blues and the magentas are placed to simulate a dual light setup. You can see how the cooler tones hit the shadowed armor plates while the warm light pushes in those highlights. The reflections are crisp, but never overblown or oversaturated. It really gives this entire figure a cinematic feel. If this was precision through light, the next piece shows how to make chaos feel controlled. WallOfMiniatures Orc Shaman is absolutely fantastic. Those saturated greens are balanced with desaturated reds and browns, so nothing really clashes here. That transition from the cloak is absolutely insane. It looks like the most weather-stained leather or fabric that you could find, and it just shows absolute control with some grimy realism. From grim and grounded to bright and bizarre, our next painter proves that humor and skill can live together in the same piece. PixelMnkey's color choices are wild in the best way. Look at those purples. They blend seamlessly into that underbelly. You have those greens from the highlight that just sort of are just vivid enough, but they're not garish. The reflective metallics on the hookah itself are actually really good at showing this subtle level of light highlight. It's just got this wonderful controlled creativity at the absolute finest. Truly impressive. Let's move on from cool tones though to absolute pure heat, a masterclass in painted glow. Holy OSL, Batman. Look at MoralFiber's piece. This is absolutely incredible. The transition from the molten base up through the armor on the shield is achieved entirely with paint as far as I can tell. I don't think there's any real light here, and I think the reason it works is because the green highlight on the backside really convinces you that there are two different light sources here, and it sort of tricks your eye into believing that there are those two actual light sources. That lava looks like it's lit on its own. True atmospheric painting achieved brilliantly. If this isn't done with just paint, I won't be surprised, but if it is, bravo, absolutely incredible. If that atmosphere is through glow, the next one achieves it through scale and subtle color shifts. I'd like to start by saying another 10 out of 10 base done by hairsterminipainting. This is absolute full control of tone. The skin tones have layered blues and purples that suggest depth and blood flow, while the accessories are treated with cool verdigris that builds up the palette. Even at this scale, the painter avoided chalkiness. It's absolute excellent blending discipline. And for the finale, we're ending with a pure color theory on display. Contrast, saturation, and restraint all in one. PhoenixCryStudio built this entire effect around temperature contrast. The cool grays of the bark make the orange veins feel molten, and the painted reflections on the sword give the believable glow. Every hot tone is surrounded by muted color, which makes the fire appear brighter than it actually is. This is textbook control of perception. There's absolute beauty in the contrast here. The saturation levels on that lava in the base are 10 out of 10. Truly an impressive piece. Each of these painters show how much storytelling can happen through brushwork alone. Studying pieces like this is the best reminder that color, texture, and light can say more than any sculpt ever could. Thanks everyone who shared their work. Absolutely incredible to see the amazing stuff you're doing out there in the world. And thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this, consider subscribing or sharing it with someone who'd appreciate the craft. It really helps the channel grow. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, or anywhere else you enjoy your content. See you soon.